So you're back to your night owl schedule here. This is you're most cognizant at around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening.
I guess.
Yeah, yeah. But my question to you is: have you always had that circadian rhythm, even when
Yeah,
you were younger?
I'm a late night person. Yeah.
You've always been, for as long as you can remember, you've been a night owl.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So yeah, I just emailed. I bought Kerry that photo. I think I sent it to you on WhatsApp above. With me and Tyler, and yeah, just But who knows if her guardian will even let her see it? I don't even know if she can read it. I just sent you that picture. She doesn't. I'm gonna take a look at it right now here. Um, She doesn't, she doesn't look so hot. I mean, she's got like, it seems like she's content, if I'm gonna, just look into her eyes and, um, zoom in on her eyes, your sister, but again, I think we agree she just could be a vegetable.
No, I don't. I think she's living her religion.
She's living her religion?
Yeah.
And what do you mean by that, JB?
Well, I mean, she believes in she believes in God, and so she's doing what she does.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess, which means the I guess the old she was raised Old Testament, that she somehow thinks maybe that everyone else put her into this situation. I don't know. Again, I just don't know. There's so many unknowns, but your sister was always Old Testament Bible.
Well, no, she believed in Jesus and all of that. No, she believed in the whole deal.
I never thought of her, well, especially post menopause. I never knew her to be forgiving or, or to turn the other cheek as the New Testament would profess. I always
Well,
I always knew her for an eye type of woman.
that may be, but she believed the whole deal.
Yeah. 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 Well, much more than you, that's for sure. That's for sure. Um, yeah, I wonder what her daily life. I mean, it looks like a stellar facility. I think I think we have kind of an inclination of how much it costs per month. Um, but I wonder what her daily. I would assume they're allowed. They have TVs going, but they don't. It's funny that her one college roommate. I mean, she keeps leaving messages on the Facebook page. But I'm like, they obviously, for obvious reasons, they don't have internet connection like you do, right?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, for obvious reasons like scams, and which are obviously prevalent, But not that they have any control over any of their finances. The biggest scam is that probably many of them getting Baker acted down in Florida was the biggest. That's the biggest scam, the government scam. But that's neither here nor there. Um, so yeah, I'll send you the link to this one program. Again, my biggest concern, is trying to. I just came at a quirky time because it's Winter Festival, but I'll keep on with these schools and these programs. But I think this one, like an after school center, I think they'll help you or help us with our work visas, right? That's always the concern, is getting, so you don't have to keep on jumping to different nations here, like to make, to allow just for a visa run for a week, you don't want to keep doing that. So hopefully they help me here. My visa is good until early February 1st, and then I can extend it, I think, for another month here. And then, but hopefully, like through this time now, I'll be teaching for them, and they can process a work visa. So yeah, it's just it's a difficult, especially this country. Everyone wants to live in Thailand, Jay. So it's not like I mean, it's competitive in many different ways. Even though I feel like I'm definitely more qualified than many of the younger teachers, it's competitive because they're willing to then get lesser pay per class, right? Because everyone wants to be down here, and then of course the owners of the schools, they want to put forward a good product, a good teacher, but at the same time, it's capitalism, right? They want to make the most profit too. Um, so I think how they structure it, I'm not sure. I've never been on the buying end of these classes, but I think they say, all right, well, this person's from like England. They take into all that we teachers have to account, and then lay it before the parents, I think. And then if you're a native English speaker, that's a credit. If Masters Plus, that's a credit. Obviously, if you're a PhD, I haven't met many PhDs here, but if you're Masters Plus, that's a credit. So I think the parents will pay more for us, but at the same time, right? It's the parents are trying to save money too, right? So you're getting it. You're getting it. There's just competition from every angle, and I can understand the non-native English speakers, right? Because they're from other countries, and their English is quite good, but they want to they need to work. Um, but I can so then they when they see another native English speaker coming, they feel that their job's jeopardized, right?
Yeah.
So it's you're getting it. It's all these different angles. Whereas in now China, just no one wants to go back to China. So it's easier to get a decent gig there. But again, now with Trump and all these tariffs, it just made it. Especially in the north. The north is that's Mao Zedong territory, right? From Beijing on north, that's Mao territory. So if I would ever consider going back, it'd be from like Shanghai south, right? If you know a little bit of geography from China, right? So from Shanghai
Yeah.
south, because it's more open. They're not as anal retentive, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, how are you doing?
Fine, fine.
Good, good. What do yeah, again, I've asked you a million times, but you more or less. Oh, do you watch national news? You don't really watch any
A
international
little
news,
bit, a little bit of national, yeah.
right? Right. Well, I mean, it's
And
just
well, and whatever's I'll take it,
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Well, the internet, you can look whatever the fuck you want on your phone, JB. Right? I mean, on YouTube, you can tap in whatever you're interested. Or now you can just talk to your phone on Siri, right, and have it going. Um, yeah, I mean it's amazing that the Syria, like I mean everything's still going on between wars and then Syria finally collapsing. Talking about really hating the previous whatever we want to call the Bashir, the Assad family for how many years, right? 40 some, I don't know how many years. But his tomb, not the last guy that just got ousted, but his father's tomb, they burned it to the ground, right? Did you see that?
no, no,
Yeah, I mean in Damascus, that was a national monument, right? Of a leader's tomb, and they literally the opposition they burned it, destroyed the whole thing, burned it to the ground. Now, I mean that'd be like Damascus is their Washington D.C. That would be like a revolution and burning Lincoln's tomb to the ground.
yeah.
I mean, it's bizarre. I mean, talking about the hatred that they had for that family and that regime, I guess, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's another one. If I'm not mistaken, so Kerry was kind of quasi cognizant when that Syrian revolution began almost 20 years ago, I think, or 14. Well, how many years ago? 14, I think, 14 years. So I asked her about it, and she was all on the side of Assad. She thought he was a dentist. He was an American trained dentist, right? Well, of course, when you have that much money, you can buy your whatever degrees from anywhere. And she thought he was well spoken. I guess wasn't his wife some kind of movie star or something? Assad's wife.
Oh, yeah, she was, yeah, she was.
Yeah, something or other. So Carrie was like, your sister was all. I'm like, Mom, I don't. Have you? I go, I'm trying to use logic with Carrie at that point. I'm like, have you ever been to Syria? Do you know what they're, how's it going there? You could never talk rational, speak to her without her exploding, right? She could never like rationalize why she liked him versus, like the only rational for her was he was a dentist from, and he was a strong man and had money and that his wife was popular. That was her rationale. And I'm like, oh God. So anyway, yeah, I'm watching that now on Al Jazeera, right? So I think they're relatively obviously they're not taking any side with Israel because it's a it's a Muslim publication, but I'm watching them now, right, on the news. So all right, buddy. Yeah, wish me luck. I'm just plugging away. I'm on a budget, obviously. Just waiting to hopefully get some classes and get going with that. Um, I just can't see myself until Trump gets settled, and I can't see myself going back to China February, March. Like through the summer. Like I just can't see it. Hopefully Chalbo and Tyler come down, but it's like she is just so afraid of the world. I don't blame her, but at the same time, it's not going to get much closer or more friendlier for her. For her first out of country experience from China than Thailand. Right? It's cheaper. It's more fun, international, right, than Japan or. Um, so I'm trying to push that, but anyway, I still need to get myself settled here, so we'll see. But all right, you're eating well, JB?
Yeah, great.
You are? Did you any Christmas meals yet or no?
No,
No. All right. All right. I love you, man. I'll give you a ring in a couple days then.
great.
All
Hey,
right.
I'll see you.
All right.
Bye.
Love you, JB. Bye bye. Bye bye.